Good afternoon, everybody. I was just on AOL and I saw something on there that they're putting out to the general public. Well, I copied it down and I'm going to show it to you and show you the little bit of differences that I do, because like Really Big Monkey and Bushcraft Bartons and all the other guys out there that do travel, go out in the woods, always carry certain things with them. Well, that's what this was about, and AOL did it for those people that drive, let's say up in the mountains, let's say away from civilization, and might get stuck. So I'm going to take you through what I carry in my truck, and it's something that we've talked about a lot. It has to do with bug out bag, and you've seen mine. I've got lists of what I put in mine. I've got my rucksack filled, which I consider my major bug out bag if we're talking about days and weeks. I also have my vehicle bug out bag, which we're talking about maybe up to a few days, but it's something that I won't go into the woods without. That way I always have. If something happens, if I get hurt, I have whatever I need to get a hold of somebody, not only to include my cell phone, because you can lose your towers and your communications there, but I also carry my ham radio since I passed that. But let's go through the list that AOL put out there, and I'll show you what I have in my vehicle and how I am prepared, I like to think, at all times. So stand by, let me get this camera re-aimed, and we'll go through it step by step. Okay, here's the list that AOL put out there. Let's go over it one step at a time. Of course, they're talking about this thing right here. And not only you want to take your cell phone, but you want to take your charger for the cell phone with the end that matches your phone. Now, don't forget, there's so many phones out there now that you have the USB, the USC, the USC step down, USC number 2. They've got all sorts of different chargers, so make sure you got the right one. The first thing they talk about is make sure you have a fully charged cell phone. Not everybody does that, but it's something to think about. Second thing they mention is that right there. It's a dumb little cheap little whistle. And in my case, I got a compass on one side, I got a thermometer on the other. It's Coolins, very cheap. This could be heard forever. So having one of these gives you a little peace of mind. Now, something else in this one, if I can get it out, I don't know. There we go. Magnifying glass. Now, they're not just made for starting fires, but if you get a splinter, if you get a thorn, you can see it with a magnifying glass. That always helps. They mention having in your car a bright flag. Well, this is two things. This is not only a bright flag, but this is also a safety vest that you wear, put your arms through it, you wear it as a vest, and if you have to walk out, you've got something nice and bright that people can see you, instead of camouflage where they cannot see you. So a bright red flag or a safety vest. They're $1 a dozen at all your sporting goods stores. Just go to the hunting section. Not a lot of people carry them. Safety flares. These are the 30-minute flares. It says 30-minute right on them. But if they last 25 in cold weather or very windy weather, you're lucky. So you're not talking about lighting these things up and having fire for the whole night. You're talking about lighting these up and possibly starting a fire with them, or signaling a helicopter or people in a distance where they can see them. Now, I only have 2 in my hand, but I'll carry 3 because the international stress code is 3. So you light 3 flares at a distance, you can see 3, you'll know there's something wrong. they want you to carry a pair of jumper cables. Now, if you ask me, that's a little unwieldy to carry. Their jumper cables hook up vehicle to vehicle, but I don't carry them on a regular basis because of all the new equipment out there that is very, very, very excellent. That equipment being a jump starter. This one here has indicator lights to show what state of charge it has. These things will sit in your car forever. They come with a short pair of cables. So you can sit this in your engine. You plug this thing in the right way, and it tells you right there, and there's steps on there. The blinking green light is ready, or if the voltage is too low, the battery's not detected, which is what I'm getting, a flashing yellow right now. Of course, you get red when it's short or reversed. This is a lithium polymer battery. They're very good. They'll stay in your vehicle for a long, long time, not needing a charge. But you get them with a charger, so you plug it in until all the lights are lit and you're ready to go for a year. That's the jumper pack I take. My thought process on that is that if you are out in the woods, and you are broke down, there's nobody else going to be around. You have to jump start your own vehicle. That's why I take that pack. Jumper cables wouldn't help you in that case. Maybe you could use them as a rope, but they're not that strong either. You're not going to pull yourself out with them. All right, back to the table. My next item, kitty litter. Many, many times, you're not really stuck. You just can't move because of the ice or the snow. So you dig yourself out, which will bring us to our next item, and you throw down some kitty litter. It'll give you traction. Here's one other thing. I said carry kitty litter. Very, very true. But you don't have to carry 25 pounds of it. They have these little 5-pound bags in all your grocery stores that you can throw in there. You don't even see it's there. It's very small, but a little bit bigger than a 5-pound bag of sugar. So carry one of them in there. That'll get you out of a lot of things. And I'm not saying out in the woods. I'm not saying up in no man's land. I'm saying out on the bypass. If you get off the road, you get forced off the road and you can't move. Throw some kitty litter out, it'll get you right out of there. We've had a lot of ice storms here recently, so you'll have what you need to keep yourself going. Don't worry about the other guy. You need to take care of yourself. My next item, a lot of people take these snow shovels along. Well, that's great, but a snow shovel can only do so much. If you're stuck in mud, you're going to need something a lot stronger. And in my case, I take the old Army entrenching tool, D-ring tool. There it is. I take this, it stays folded up in the truck. It's small. You get them with a carrying case if you buy the right ones. But I hang this in the back of the truck. Even if you're in mud, that's where the kitty litter and this will come in handy, because you dig yourself a hole real quick. And a snow shovel will not get you out of one of them holes. They're not strong enough to dig dirt. This is. This will also dig through ice or snow to get you out. All right, my next item. In my case, this is an Army camouflage that goes with, as soon as I find it, the Army poncho. Now, this is waterproof. This can make a nice little shelter half. You see, it's not too big. Look, my hand's going around it. That's it. That's all the bigger it is. Yet this will stretch out to a 5x5 nice shelter. With this, you put them together, you got yourself an old Army sleeping bag. These two items right here can keep you alive. They do make things out there. I don't know if you can read it. It's a Coleman. It's a nice little sleeping bag. It's all fleece. It'll keep you warm, and this says to 50 degrees. Well, I've slept in this in 32-degree weather, and it kept me warm because I put something over top of me, especially a little bivy sack. It drops the temperature 15 degrees that fast. Carrying some sort of blanket or sleeping bag or poncho with you will keep you warm through the night. Don't forget your medications. I carry aspirin, I carry Tylenol, and here's a trick. If you're going to carry them in your car, if you're going to carry anything in your car to this order, make sure you label it. That way, if you ever get stopped and the police see that you have this in your vehicle, you don't get pulled in for drugs. That's a prescription for my Tylenol. Has my name on it. They're in there. It's a lot smaller to carry than them big pill bottles. Something very important. Everybody knows you should have one of these. Even if it's only a few Band-Aids. You cut yourself either on a knife or a piece of glass or something sharp. You need something to take care of that injury. A small first aid kit will do that. Again, getting back to Army, I just do this to show you a very, very warm hat. This, of course, got me through Korea. And here's another one. We use them for ice fishing, snow riding, skiing. It's something to keep your head warm, especially when you're sleeping at night. Small candles. Now these are those tea candles or motive candles. They're 4 hours each. We're talking about a whole night of light right here. You keep this lit inside a vehicle, it's going to light the vehicle up where you can see almost enough to read by it. Yet if somebody comes looking for you, they're going to be able to see that light. Now that is providing you have battery, horn, whistle, where you can signal them. You might fall asleep. They might see this. Something to light them with. I had to step back because I forgot to put it out. But right there. And you all can see the little name right up underneath the striker. These are probably the best lighters out there, the Bic. They will hold. They won't leak. Got to be careful in the summer when you get them above 120 degrees or down below freezing. When they're below freezing, you're going to have to warm it up for a while. Then it will light every single time. So carry a lighter in the vehicle because your cigarette lighter is not going to do it. .9 ounces of water. This amount of water will keep you going for a full day. I like to carry mine in a flask. Now, this flask is a thing of mine that I like to do because I can stick this in my back pocket. It's the shape of my butt and it's easy to carry. It is, I think, 16 ounces. I'm not positive. This is an Algene bottle, which means it's safe. You can hold water and it won't make you sick. But take some sort of water with you. Keep water in the vehicle at all times. Even in the summertime, when it's 120 degrees, warm water will quench your thirst. Something a lot of people don't think about. Your car battery goes dead. You got to hear what's going on. It also gives you a peace of mind. If you think you're going to walk out, it's also a noisemaker. If you're walking with this, people will be out there listening for you, looking for you. If you play a radio, they're going to wonder where that's coming from. They might come after you. But it gives you that peace of mind that you can sit there all night and listen to this instead of the chirping of the animals and making you scared. This will get you through a lot of things. I don't think there's anywhere in the United States that you can't go without hearing some sort of music or noise on this thing. Next step. A small flashlight. This is one of them new ones, Lux Pro, 350 lumens on high, and the little one on the bottom. But a flashlight, same thing as with the candles. This will allow people to see you, and you can signal with this too. Little mirror in there, you can signal with it. I didn't bring it in, but a nice scraper. Now, an important thing to keep in there, you may never wear them, but believe it or not, you can wear these in the summertime for a little bit to help you get through thorns, to help you get through brambles. Set of gloves. Keep them in the glove box, keep them in the trunk. I like to make sure I always have tools with me. So I carry tools. It's been a while since I've had this out, but it comes with a knife blade, a hook disgorger. It comes with a tool setup where you might need a screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver. This also turns out to be a flashlight, and all the tools fit right in the top. Just a crazy little thing that wrong way. Okay. Last but not least, everybody knows, or you should know that watches my film, that I just became a ham operator. Well, this is a ham radio. Have to have a license to use it, but this ham radio I have talked a distance of 45 miles with, especially when you talk through a repeater. The repeater will send your signal out there 100 miles. Yes, there's areas where you can't reach anybody even with this, but you have a better chance of communicating with this than you do with the cell phone. This won't lose its signal. It's always right there. This may lose the signal. So a ham radio, in my instance, will always be with me. I won't step out of the truck, even going geocaching, without a ham radio. Now you say batteries, yeah, carry a spare. They're very light. There's not much to them. They're lighter than AAA batteries. The other thing I have, if I do have power, which I showed you the little 12-volt jumper, is an adapter for this to plug into my cigarette lighter. So I'm always going to have power. I'll use it till my other battery goes dead before I switch to the batteries on the back of this. These last 5 to 6 hours. So it's a good communications. But I wanted to bring it to your attention. Wanted to make a video from one I saw on AOL. I know you don't get them anymore. And let me talk to somebody instead of the floor. It's something that you might consider carrying in your vehicle at all times. Put them in a little box, put them away, put them in the trunk. They'll always be there. Make sure you rotate your medications. Make sure you rotate your water to keep it safe. That's all I'm saying. But if something happens, if you're out on that lonely road, you know that you have something that can keep you comfortable, keep your mind at ease until you get found. Many people don't have this. Many people perish because they don't have it. Something to think about. Put it in your mind, put it in your vehicle. You'll be a lot safer. The last item I wanted to talk about was pad and paper. Have pad and paper with you. Take a pencil. Many times pens won't write in the extreme cold. Take a pencil. Even if you break the tip, you can break the pencil in half and get some lead to write. That way you can let a note on your windshield, let a note on the front seat as to which way you went or where you went. I went home, I'll be back for the car tomorrow. It's that simple. But have some sort of writing instrument out there with you. Thanks for watching.